This morning, we continue our Sleep Awareness Week series here on Get Up DC, and all week long, we'll be looking at secrets to better sleep.
And this morning, we are checking in on some common sleep myths, advice, and questions. Here's Abby Lurico right in the studio to verify.
They're the questions that keep us up at night, wondering about how our sleep impacts our days. We turn to the sources here on your screen to verify. Do you really need 8 hours of sleep? That is the average. The NIH says most adults need 7 to 8 hours, some closer to 9. The Sleep Foundation has a sleep calculator tool on its website that you can use to figure out bedtime based on factors like wake-up time and age. Dr. Hassan Shami says you'll know if it's adding up.
The main measurement is refreshed they feel when they wake up.
If you aren't able to get your optimal amount of sleep in a night, can you make up for that by taking naps throughout the day?
It's not the best kind of recommended sleep behaviors.
The NIH agrees. Naps may give a short-term boost in your performance and alertness, but don't make up for lost sleep in the overnight hours, which is most important for overall health. Napping during the day can also make it harder to fall and stay asleep at night. But operating while exhausted can be dangerous. So the Sleep Foundation suggests 20 to 30-minute naps as enough for most people to counter daytime drowsiness.
The key is to be functional.
Sometimes we make up for short nights by sleeping in on a day off. Does that work?
It doesn't pay off at the end.
That's because you're actually incurring a sleep debt. The Sleep Foundation explains studies are inconclusive on whether sleeping in when you can makes up for the negative health impacts of lack of sleep, and cites research showing it can take up to 4 days of normal sleep to recover from just 1 hour of sleep debt. It's recommended to keep a bedtime within an hour of the same time every night.
If you're on a revolving schedule where sometimes you're aligned, sometimes you're misaligned with your circadian, it becomes very challenging.
We got a question about falling asleep to the television. Is it really actually a bad idea to fall asleep to our 11 o'clock show and wake up to our morning show?
I mean, you may not like to hear my answer, but we definitely recommend against watching TV in bed.
Any activity that keeps your brain going, like reading or listening to a podcast, might keep you from falling into a restful sleep.
The idea is to keep the association between bed and sleep only.
Okay, Abby, speaking of that, what about those of us who sleep differently from the normal schedule? You know, we're on different shifts here on the TV, in the TV life.
Yeah, a lot of us are even literally nocturnal.
Yeah.
A lot of professions require overnight work, like construction, healthcare. Well, Dr. Shami says you can trick your circadian rhythm by using light and darkness to kind of create a fake night and day environment. Like, for example, wearing sunglasses before bed. I've been on morning shows for a while. This is a tip I learned a few years ago. But again, with this, you were just dealing with the bad impacts of changing your schedule if you are awake during normal hours on your day off. So the doctor says just to focus on, as we were talking about, Annie, sleeping when you can to avoid the other health issues that come with not getting enough sleep.
I really think that's smart.
Yeah.
Kind of making it dark, setting the mood. Cute sunglasses, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I walk around my apartment in these starting around like 3 o'clock. Yeah.
Love, peace, and happiness. Love that.